guys, and today we are going to do a political video, so if offended, please get off now. So, during this video we'll talk about 2019 to 2020 politics, along with our main headline being Trump building 400 miles of the wall on the Mexican border, which is a cheaper and stronger wall, and we're also going to talk a lot about England trying to leave the EU. So what's up, guys? So the first thing we're going to talk about will be Donald Trump calling strikes off of Iran after Iran shot down our drone, where some people think that that we flew our drone over their place, their territory. But me personally think that's not, and many other of our industries think that. So, Dad, what do you think?
About the drone? I mean, I think that it's more likely that Iran is trying to flex their muscles, you know. I'm not an expert in any of that stuff, but just based on their history and kind of how I think they've treated the West, you know, I think they seem to try to look for a fight in some ways, and just from what I know about being in Afghanistan, some of the things that were going on, Iran seems to definitely fund efforts against the U.S. and the West, and I think fund terrorism. But I'm no expert.
So now the next thing we will talk about is the Russian collusion. This is first of all almost impossible because they would have to do all the certain things. And what do you think about it, Dad? This is
the collusion. I mean, I don't think, as far as what they were saying about the collusion, obviously there's been nothing concrete found where Trump in any way colluded with Russia that I've noticed. I know a lot of people seem to think that's what happened, but I think that no, I don't think there's a lot of evidence for it. It seems like it was built off a faulty dossier that was. There's a lot of things that we should be investigating about how that whole thing even came about, to investigate Trump while he's running for president. I doubt we'll ever get there. But and also just on top of that, like Russia is always going to be trying to meddle to what's going on in the U.S. because in a lot of ways they are our enemies. So they're going to be, you know, I don't think anything's unprecedented. They've probably been doing that every election, and I'm sure there's several different things they do. We do the same thing with other countries, you know. So that is kind of sometimes how it works. Is, you know, they want to an effect and a certain result to help them, and we, on the other hand, will do the same things to other countries.
Okay, Dad, what do you think about the Mueller investigations?
Oh, the investigation?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was just, you know, it was just a big distraction, long, drawn out, and I think that's what they wanted it to be, a big, long, drawn out investigation that it goes nowhere, but it's constantly in the news, it's constantly getting news cycles, and it just keeps that story that Trump did something wrong out there.
Alright, so we're going to talk about two of our stories. One is going to be the first thing we're going to talk about is England leaving the EU. So the reason why I think it's good for them is because the EU is a very it's very socialist and stuff, and in a lot of ways that can hurt England. And another thing is that, let's say Germany was overpopulated with millions of people, right? That's not the real statistics, but they could vote and get more people into their place. They could vote, the law would pass, and then it would be forced upon all the countries in the EU. So that would be bad. But I think that's the reason why we need electoral colleges.
Yeah,
because some states could overpower other states, even though a majority of a state.
I just think with the EU, like anytime a country that's sovereign gives up parts of their power to like this collective system, I'm just not a huge fan of it. I know that there has to be like alliances, and you know we need to work with other countries, but I'm not big on a lot of things. When I hear people talk about things like international law, things like that trump our laws. I think our Constitution, if something is in violation of our Constitution, then we shouldn't be going to international law to decide. It should be what our Constitution says, and because we're a sovereign country. So I think with England, they're probably going the right direction if they are able to exit and get out of it, you know.
Right.
And just got our new prime minister. I don't know much about him, but apparently people are confident that he's going to be able to handle that transition. So.
Right. So before we talk any more about politics, just so you know, if you would like to watch a video of unboxing a letter from the White House that was given to me from Donald Trump, then you should definitely watch that video after this video. Okay, so Dad, what do you think about, do you want New York State to split from New York City or no?
I don't really think I'll give an opinion on whether I want it to or not, because in all honesty, it's never going to happen anyways.
Yeah,
so it's kind of like,
by the way guys, I made a video about that, so.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to happen, so.
Yeah, so now we're going to talk about our last thing, and this is our main headline. It is Trump building 400 miles of wall onto the Mexican border. Now, people always said that Trump would never do this, Trump would never do that, because the Democrats were just against them, right? Well, Trump was able to build 400 miles of wall along the Mexican border so that he'll stop illegal immigrants from getting into our country. And it's a stronger wall than the fence we had, and it's even cheaper than the fence we had. So Dad, what do you think about this?
Well, I think building a wall or having a physical barrier between two nations is appropriate, and I think it makes sense. It's not going to stop everybody from getting into our country,
Yeah,
but if we have a rule of law, and people are coming over
every
illegally.
country
Yeah.
has these border laws where we don't.
We're expected not to enforce anything. We're expected to let everybody come over here and do anything and break laws, and it's just not how it works. You know what I mean? You gotta
Yeah,
do
just
the right
because
way.
we stand for freedom, that isn't freedom, because some people in America won't get their freedom, and it won't be fair for them, because fair is a part of freedom.
Yep.
That's what a lot of people don't understand, and equal sometimes isn't fair.
So
A lot of people just don't understand that. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching this video. Definitely leave a like, comment down below how you like the video. Subscribe if you're new. And you should definitely check out my political videos. I have one where I'm doing a debate with tons of people, including Democrats, for you Democrats. I also did an interview with just Dad. I did this video, and I did a video about New York State splitting with New York City. So yeah guys, I'll see you later, and peace out.